This week on Inside Boulder News, the city manager proposes a smoking ban on the municipal campus. The city lets Xcel know what electric equipment it wants to acquire, and significant transportation projects will get underway in 2014. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Ashley Prill. The City of Boulder wants your feedback on a proposed smoking ban for the municipal campus. This week, City Manager Jane Brodegum signed a non-emergency rule in an effort to address concerns about the health and quality of life of the Boulder community.
This is an area that is the heart and soul of our community, and a lot of families and residents like to come down and do healthy things. They like to walk, bike, jog, picnic. And unfortunately, it's become an area where there's been a lot of smoking, and people are concerned about the secondhand smoke effects.
Secondhand smoke has over 7,000 chemicals, over 50 of which are cancer causing, and those chemicals don't just disappear. So secondhand smoke outside is still secondhand smoke and still really putting people at risk. Some of those risks look like asthma attacks. It can trigger a heart attack or a stroke.
The ban would stretch from 9th to 13th Streets and from the north side of Arapahoe Avenue to the south side of Canyon Boulevard. It would include popular parks areas as well as the farmers market and parked cars within the boundaries. Police would enforce the rule by issuing citations that could result in fines of up to $1,000, although the city does not anticipate seeking fines that high in most situations. No jail time is possible. There are several ways you can voice your opinion about the proposed smoking ban. You can contact Ann Large in the city manager's office by phone, email, or regular mail. All comments must be received no later than 5 p.m. on Friday, January 24th in order to be considered by the city manager. The City of Boulder is ready to negotiate with Xcel Energy about purchasing parts of its electric system. This week, the city sent what is called a notice of intent to Xcel Energy with details about the equipment and facilities Boulder would like to purchase to provide electric service to future customers. The city hopes this notice will spark productive conversations with Xcel about potential separation from its system and a fair market price for the equipment.
Ideally, we don't want to hurt other ratepayers around the area, and if we can settle it by negotiations, it's a lot less money for everybody, and the money would be going to ratepayers rather than to attorneys. So that would be our preferred solution.
You can read the notice of intent for yourself and join the conversation about creating a local electric utility at boulderenergyfuture.com. Enhancing transportation and travel options in the City of Boulder continues to be a priority in 2014, and with improvements come temporary construction and potential traffic delays. There are several big projects currently taking place across the city, and Boulder staff is working to keep the community informed in hopes of minimizing inconveniences.
Some of the major projects will include the 63rd Street Bridge replacement. The Arapahoe Avenue reconstruction will continue, and as well as the West Pearl streetscape improvements will begin, and we'll also see continuation of improvements at Boulder Junction. A lot of these projects are voted by the Capital Improvement Bond, and that was approved by Boulder voters in fall of 2011. And this capital improvement bond requires the projects to be implemented by March 2015. So all of the projects have to start occurring simultaneously in order to be underway by that time.
All City of Boulder construction projects and traffic impacts are updated regularly online at boulderconezones.net. To sign up for Cone Zone's email updates, select the Public Works News link and mailing list. You can also follow at Boulder Cone Zone on Twitter for real-time construction and traffic information. Homeowners and builders are finding inspiration as well as cost-effective ways to make smart environmental decisions thanks to a local nonprofit and strong city partnership. Resource was created in 1996 by the Center for Resource Conservation to offer customers a chance to buy or donate reusable building materials.
Our mission is to divert as much building materials from the landfill as possible. People, if you come into the yard, which I encourage you to do, can find anything from small tiles, plumbing fixtures, to cabinets, to doors, landscaping materials, lumber, basically anything you can find at Home Depot or Lowe's or McGuckin's you can find here.
The nonprofit's mission ties directly into the City of Boulder's zero waste goals, and the two entities have worked closely together to achieve shared objectives.
We have a goal of 85 to 90% waste reduction. We work on reducing the waste in the first place, and then for what is left, the city works with all of our for-profit and nonprofit partners to set up programs and services that drive the remaining materials to all of these facilities to essentially have them enter back to have another life.
Homeowner Scott Messersmith initially gave new life to resource materials as he gradually created his bed and breakfast, Casa Colorado, outside Nederland. Now he's moved on to his second property and took on the challenge to design the home from the beginning to be reclaimed.
So we had to have all the doors and windows before we actually really started building this place. And same with like this island. The island, we got this granite first, and we built the island to the granite. And it's obviously, it's in perfectly good shape, you know. Everything's like new. We're building and you know, refurbishing things to make them look new again. It seems worth it because it's quality, high quality materials.
You know, basically Scott goes out and finds stuff and brings it to me and says, look at this great thing I found. And then I say, okay, how are we going to put this to use? You know, and then we kind of sit together and figure out where things are going to be used and how they're going to be used. It really makes for, you know, a process that is constantly evolving and changing, and you know, you never really know what you're going to end up with in the end.
Right now it's becoming kind of a signature. It gives a challenge. It also helps things stay out of the landfills, and I think that's huge. That's probably the biggest part that just feels good.
The home Scott and Ray are building will be finished by the end of the month. You can contact them through casa-colorado.com. To learn more about donating or buying materials from Resource, log on to resourceyard.org. And for zero waste and energy conservation information about the City of Boulder, log on to bouldercolorado.gov/lead. The Cyclocross National Championships are taking place this weekend at Boulder's Valmont Bike Park. On Thursday night, avid cyclist Governor Hickenlooper handed out the first awards.
Steve Johnson collared me about a week ago and said, "Are you coming to cyclocross?" And I said, "Cycle what?" But he kind of described where it was, and I wanted to see it. And now that I've seen it, I know that I'm going to be back. And I love being here. I also had heard about but never seen Valmont Bike Park, which again is the classic example of communities in Colorado doing things a little better than they do them in other places. And the bike park is, I think, you guys probably take it for granted because you've been riding all over. I think it's breathtaking.
The event is free to watch and great for the entire family. For details, go to facebook.com/BoulderCX14 or follow the action on Twitter at BoulderCX14. Thank you for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.